I forgot to introduce the suspended chords. So we have our C major triad, or it could even be a D major triad, or an E flat major triad. We're gonna just go with C major again. So say goodbye to the third. We're gonna introduce the second, just like that. That's gonna be called the C sus2. It's suspended. It has that open sound. So if you want to go ahead and introduce the second, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna sound just like that. Very open sound. That's a C sus2. A C sus4, you're gonna introduce the four, right? It's the fourth key to the C major scale. If we want to go ahead and add the second and the fourth, well, yeah, you can do that. Well, I don't know what that sound is. Well, this is called the C add 2. It sounds a little bit different because you're adding, well, you have four chords, or four notes rather. So it's a lot different from C sus2 because you're adding, in this case, with the C add 2, you're adding the 2 after you have that C major triad. Same case when you're adding the 4 in the C add 4. Again, we're going to have C sus2, C major, C add 2, C sus4, C major, C add 4, C add 6. This is called a C add 6 because you're adding the 6. This is such an important note. We're going to talk about this in another video on its own. We don't want to include this in this video because we're going to go off on a tangent. This is called the C6 as well. Just like how this C dominant 7, this is also called C7. In the same case, we call this a C9 because you're adding the 9, right? 7, 8, 9. Very similar to how we're going to add the C, introduce the C11. Very different from, well, just visualize it, or that's called the C add 9. The C add 13 is going to sound like this because you're, again, every time I say add, you're just going to add a note compared to just having, well, compared to C13, which could imply that we're also using that 7, we're also using the 9, we're also using the 11. There's also a chord called C6-9, and that deals with adding the 6 and 9. Well, we don't call it C add 6, add 9, because that's a little bit too much to say. We just call it the C6-9. Right, we have that 6, and we also have the 9. There's a lot to unpack there. But let's go ahead and talk about the slash chords. We're going to go below. When we have our C triad, we also can include bass notes here. I will include my left hand, which is not in the video. Well, I guess I have my pinky over there. I have the G key right there, and again, the triad's still there. If we add the F, we add it together, it's called a C/F. Very conflicting, but not too conflicting as the C add 4. Well, that's something. We want to go ahead, again, this is the C/G, C/F, the C/E, C/E flat, and so on and so forth. I forgot to include the C diminished. Well, this is also part of the C diminished chord. If you continue the pattern of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and doing another 1, 2, 3 goes back to C. It's very mirrored. Right. That's why it's very creepy sounding. And also, if I not mentioned already, this is called the C minor 7 because it's minor, right? We have this C flat instead of the, well, we have the E flat instead of the E. That's called a C minor 7. This is called a C minor major 7, right? The same sound as when we made the C major 7 in the last video, but it's going to be minor. That sounds very, a little bit conflicting. We have a little bit, this is good. This is a little bit interesting because we have, we're kind of sounding, this sounds like, well, it sounds exactly like the C, well, the E flat augmented, right? We're including that. All right, next time we're going to talk about chordal chords. Bye.